you care to join my following? No, sir. I do not follow.
And welcome back to the Infinite Talks podcast. I am here with two great people, two of the greatest people of all time. I got Mr. Oscar in the building. What's up, Oscar?
What's going on? What's going on?
And we have the King RMC. Happy birthday, bro. Good to have you in the building.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. 37 years old.
37 years old. Well, minus one because we're saying that the this one doesn't count. Last year didn't count. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's good to have KRMC in the building. Last week it was Oscar's birthday. We had an episode we recorded on his birthday. It was great to do that. And now it's awesome to do another episode on your birthday, Monch. KRMC, aka Rene Castillo in the building. How do you feel, my brother?
I feel great, man. Just woke up, took a shower, got my feet stung by bit by some ants. Woke me up. So I feel good. 37. Like I said earlier, 36 was like, I'm not gonna count it because the whole pandemic thing it's kind of sucky.
Oh, you look younger, brother. You look younger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys. So here on the Infinite Talks podcast, what we like to do is have great conversations. We like to talk about, things that are positive in our mindset, things that we're doing, not only to improve ourselves, but how can we improve the ones around us, right? And on this episode, we're gonna dive deep into the mind of KRMC because he's been doing a lot of changes in his diet, his routine, his mindset, his music, his art, his creativity, his teamwork with the Guru Cats, drinking water, going outside to have his, Oscar and I were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, how we will go outside. Now we go outside and try to stay grounded because grandma taught us that. Grandma Lalita, rest in peace. And that's amazing, bro. Oscar, you have any questions before we go? Anything you want to say before we go get started? Anything you want to say on the mic to Monch?
To Mr. Monch, the man. Hey, man, no, I'm excited. I've been excited all week, to be able to share this opportunity, be able to share, this once in a lifetime situation that we're going through. You know what I mean? With the whole podcast and we haven't seen each other in a long time, but thank God that this right here is bringing us together again. I think it's higher than us. Me and Eric talk about it all the time. It's higher than us, and it's connecting us more than ever before. You know what I mean? Or more like when we used to be younger cats. Younger cats. Yeah, but now definitely looking forward. I've been looking forward to it and excited. And let's go, man. Let's go.
Vámonos.
Yeah, man. So let me tell you a brief introduction of Monch. He was born in Chicago, the great city. That's why I rep the Chicago Bulls, and we always rep the Chicago.
Oh, right here, right here. Can you see it? There you
Yes,
go.
sir. Back in
Bang.
'84, and that's one of the common things that we have in common. Also, his dad and my dad are brothers, and his mom and my mom are sisters. So it's practically we're kind of like blood brothers without being blood.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much.
I've always seen you like a little brother of mine, always taking care of you when I had to, like, just hang out with you guys. Always been really cool to know you, right? Ever since we were kids. Just like Oscar. Oscar and I have a great connection as well. And I feel like I have a great connection with you too. At one point, we're very, very close when the whole music thing started happening for us. And I know that, it was a great moment in our lives where, like, wait, we have so much talent to offer. We want to dive deep into to this new, I guess, newly found talent that we didn't know we did have. Kind of like diving deep into the whole production of music and just having fun with music.
Yeah.
And I know that that was a long journey in itself. But even before that, what was growing up, like, what was your passion? What drove you to, like, where you're at right now? Because it's not easy, man, to be where you're at right now. Like, it was a great turn of events, a lot of things happening. Tell us what's up, bro.
Growing up, I didn't really have I guess, a clear path of what I wanted to do. Like, I never really thought, like, when I get out of high school, or when I'm like 25 or 30 or whatever, I want to do this. Like, that didn't really happen till the first concert I went with Ricky. We
Oh,
saw
shout out to
Midtown.
Rick.
Yeah, we saw Midtown in Austin.
I never saw Midtown.
Yeah, that's when I saw those guys playing on stage, and I was like, "Hala!" Like whoa! I want to do that. That's like the, I guess, the defining moment of, like, I want to pursue this. So I was like, what, like 19, 18, 19. But before that, it was just like, my parents would always be like, oh, ¿qué vas a hacer, mijo? Tienes que ir al colegio. And I was like, no, pues no sé. Like, pues I didn't know, like, I never really, I guess, just me being dumb or something, like not even thinking about, or actually trying to do a little research on, oh, this can take you here, this can take you there. I was just more of free floating, I guess. And but even before that, with music, actually, a song that I really liked back in the day. You guys might laugh because it's. I mean, it's a the beat is badass. Even the song, it was that song by was it Rex and Effects?
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that song, like, all I want to do is I'm a zoom zoom zoom
that's
and a boom boom.
Hell yeah.
that actually was a
that
banger, bro. That is a banger
Yeah.
to the day. And
that
you can play it in
song,
a club and it'll be banging.
Somebody needs to remake that one.
Hey, for
yeah,
sure, bro. That's a
that
good
beat was
time to do that.
crazy.
Just throwing it out there, Bunch.
Hey, I think that beat was made by Pharrell, bro. Well, it's one of his first beats.
Yeah, like that song. When I heard it, I was like, "Whoa, I like this." And I remember the boom boxes we all had back in the day.
Yeah,
Chuya Sodas or Soda Family.
yeah.
We had
Chuya,
that one, and
JK.
they, I think Damien had the CD, and we would all sleep in the same room at that time
Mm-hmm.
because upstairs there was no AC, so we were we had the boombox there, and it was already like 12 or 1 in the morning, and I had the song playing like very low, like on repeat. for,
I was
for, for,
I was gonna say, bro, if that song wasn't on repeat, it was always on repeat, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, I was doing that, and it was on repeat, playing over and over, and you just hear Damien, hey, yeah, like, blah, like, turn it off. You can let you know.
Shout out to Damien.
Shout out to Damien. He was the
Big
original of
D.
yeah, Big D, bro.
Yeah,
Big D.
it's my older brother Damien. It's the shout out. Yeah, so all I did was just turn it down a little bit more. I was just like, "Jeez." And I remember being like, "Este vato," like, you didn't even know. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, ni sabes. Like, but that, like, after that, that song, like I guess, kind of got me into music, and then I joined band when I went into sixth grade, and oh, I was excited, like band. I'm gonna be in band, and I get to play an instrument, and I was thinking, oh, what, I want to play the guitar or something cool like that, and
Didn't
we
have it.
get there, get there, and then it's all like um, I guess like was the flute, the French horn, the clarinet, all that stuff, and the like cymbals and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I'm looking around, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I want to like play like I don't know, like something awesome, Because my thought was I'm looking or I'm seeing myself playing in a band like a like a live band, something
Yeah, yeah,
where
like
it's not like
like a guitars and
yeah.
keys and all that stuff. And
And the good thing is I got saxophone, but like I never really got into it. Like I guess I think maybe if they would have said, here, you're gonna play the guitar, it would have been way different. But I got the saxophone, I started playing, and I learned some notes and how to read music for a little bit. And after a while, I was just like, no, like I'm not feeling it, And so I went through the whole semester or the whole year because it's I think it was the 2 semesters in sixth grade. And I remember at the end we did the performance, or I don't remember what it's called, but like the whole band performs in front of like the parents and everything. Um, I'm laughing because
it was bad. I'm like,
it's
Do you remember
I remember my parents were
that?
there. You guys know a friend, right? One of my best friends,
yeah,
Efrain.
yeah, for them.
He was also a saxophone player. He sat right next to me, and we uh we were in that concert. A concert, like that's like a total different view of what I think a concert is, right? But it is a concert. But so we started playing, and I like at the first maybe 10 seconds I was like doing it right, like, dude, I'm playing what I'm supposed to be playing, like everybody's playing. And then after that I just like, because I never practiced, man. That was my thing. I never practiced. So like after the first 10 seconds I just like, I didn't know what to do, or I wasn't playing it right, so I just stopped, and all I did was pretend that I was playing. Like you could see my fingers like moving, or yeah, like
You had a lot of mojo in it, but no sound.
yeah. I was acting really good right there, and I remember like just like looking around, right, like playing and
Yeah.
like pretending I'm playing and like looking at everybody else. Everybody else, I'm sure everybody else was playing, and I was just like, oh yeah, like yeah, I'm playing. And
Bro.
after we finished, after we finished, I remember a friend saying, "Hey, you played really good, man. Like it sounded really good." I was like, "Yeah, I did, right?" I was like, "I wasn't even playing." He's like, "No." I was like, "No, but no, like I was, like I never really got into the saxophone, I guess." And now that I think about it, I'm like, "Damn, I should have really like."
Bro,
Right now, I would have been like,
that's a funny story, bro, because
yeah,
that's a beautiful story because like you had the animation for it, like
yeah.
so you sold it, bro. Everybody's like, man, that kid. I wish they had video on that, but I don't even know if they didn't have video on it.
I don't know, but if we can go back in time and like, just like peek in I think it was in the gym, or I don't know where, but like, and be like, yo, check me out. You'll see me like playing and looking around, like nobody's gonna notice.
But
Yeah,
everybody knows your performance, so that's all that matters.
yeah. It
Damn,
was
well,
a good
that's really
song.
good. It's good, man. Then like so you always had like something that was kind of like motivating you to learn about music, but then there in between that time, because were you into sports? Because in high school you were really into sports, right? Or
And during that time, like we were, we would always play soccer. Like
oh
I
yeah.
stopped playing
Hmm.
soccer in high school, pretty much. In high school, I played basketball freshman year, and then sophomore year I didn't play anything, and then junior year I played some football, and then senior year I played some football. But even that, like I wasn't really.
into
Like
it.
I just played because of Damien. You know, they were like, "Oh, this is Damien's brother. Hey, you want to play? Hey, you need to play. Come on!" And I was just like, all right, like let me give it a try."
And then,
So
following Damon's footsteps, he's like a huge legend in
yeah, I
that
was just
South.
like,
Yeah.
I was just like, all right. I mean, I'll try it. The only thing that I liked about like being in football was working out.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the being in the class athletics, that was badass. 'Cause I started lifting weights, and like I was pretty strong, like compared to everybody else who was already in it. Like I quickly jumped to the first group, which is the ones who lift the most, and I was like, oh shit, like yeah, like I'm pretty strong, you know. And I like that's the only thing that I really liked about the sports. Like, I mean, I like soccer too because we played it since we were young and all. So soccer has always been there. But other than that, like football, like I never really understood it. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, you know, you're running the play. You gotta block this guy and this other play. You gotta go this way. But it's just like I was just like, no, like I want to work out. Like when we did the third period athletics, I used to like that because it's just like, okay, we're working out.
strategy.
Yeah.
Working
I just
out.
want to work out, and then that was badass. And and then we started going into the whole when you go into running the plays, and you got another playbook, and I was just like,
It's boring.
yeah, I would be like, sure, like. And then the thing was that everybody that was already playing there, they started playing since middle school, so they already knew everything, the foundation, the plays, the
The
way everything
fundamentals.
works. Yeah, like I
Mhm.
didn't know anything about that. I was just like, what the hell, man? Like,
You're like, we play street ball, not regular
like if
football.
yeah, if you tell me like if they would just tell me, because I used to play what was it, guard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember. Yeah, guard. I think if the guy would next to me would just be like, "Hey, bro, in this play, just get that guy," Like for every play, I think, okay, I think I would be good. Like, I don't know, yeah, I can do that. But like that's the thing. I didn't even have a playbook or anything. I was just like lost. Like, what the hell? Like, you guys call a play, and I'm just like, and I would ask sometimes, "Hey, wait, what's going on here?" I said, "I thought, wait, just knock him out a little." Okay, yeah, I can do that. But that was
So
my
that was your assistant, like inside the game, like, hey, it's still out the way you get him.
thing. Mhm.
Hey, bro, that's amazing because I mean, and the one of the questions here, or the weird thing about it, is like you could have been in band, but we've always had this. Um, I don't like that people put this like view of that band. Oh my God, you're a nerd, whatever, you're a geek.
You're a geek.
I don't like that. I don't like that because I always known that band is like super intelligent skill that you can learn. The super intelligent skill because it works on other parts of your brain. And obviously, I didn't know that at that point, but I just it just has that negative connotation, like, oh, if you're in band, oh man, I'm sorry about you. You know what I mean? But people who are in band, dude, they're always interesting people. They learn like they're really good at a certain instrument or several instruments, and it's something that a lot of us get like sidetracked about it, And I wish I could have gone back and go into band. I don't know how you feel about that, Oscar.
Oh man, same here, man. I think it's 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 underrated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being in band, because being able to read notes, like it's like
Mm-hmm.
another language. It's another
Yes,
language. So
exactly.
you got to be smart. You know what I mean? And that's why every time we've seen you work, Munch. I mean, for forever, it's always been like, wow. And then you come up with something else, and it's like, wow. Like it's bananas
Mm-hmm.
how being able to make music. You know what I mean? Produce music. It's
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean I a long time ago I downloaded like a little app and I tried doing like a beat. Or hell no, bro. It is hard. It's hard. I was
Oh
like
yeah,
beep, 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 and then you add another one, tutun, tutun,
yeah.
tutun, tutun.
Step by step.
Yeah, step by step. I'm like, no, hombre, no, never mind. But no, yeah, man. I think, like everyone was saying, if I could go back, I think I would have joined band and just learn, because just learning how to read music,
Oh yeah.
you are able to play almost any instrument. You know what I mean? Because you learn how to you read music, and then once you learn the other instrument, is you know, I mean, once you learn to read notes, you learn how to, you know,
Apply it
play
to
other
different.
instruments. And you know what? I want you to tell us a little bit of how you taught yourself how to play guitar and whatnot. Because remember the bass, the
Oh,
the
you
the
had a
bass.
bass. Yeah.
Yeah, and you learned how to. I had a bass and I didn't know how to do anything with it. Just so
Bum, bum.
I handed it to Monch, and
No,
hombre, this guy is like ba ba ba
actually,
ba 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 ba. Like, oh,
actually, what
that's
happened was
beautiful.
the quick story behind that. I think I had just bought a guitar. No, I think I bought a guitar and a little amp. So one day I went over to your house. Hey, bro, let me borrow the bass. And then
Let's jam.
I took it to my house. I wanted to see how it would sound with an amp, and I was rocking out. I didn't know anything. I don't know any notes. Like, you know how the bass is really simple because it has like simple notes, like the simple notes, boom, 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 boom. And then I was rocking out with different filters on the guitar pedal. And then Valerie walks up to the Valerie, our cousin Valerie Bautista.
Shut up.
She's like, hey, shout out, shout out. She goes like, hey,
Bow,
was that
bow.
you playing music? I was like, yeah, like that sounded pretty cool.
I'm
I was
the
like,
best.
yeah, bro. You know Jimi Hendrix? Oh, I'm Hendrix.
Eric
Hendrik.
Hendricks.
Hendrik.
Hendrik.
Yeah, bro. But that's amazing. Yeah, man. So tell us a little bit more about that, bro. How did it all come along? Because that's why we're here today. We're talking about you, your music, man.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah. Well, the guitar. Well, before even the guitar, it all started with your keyboard, Eric. The Trident, or it was no Trinity,
the
right?
Trinity.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the
That's the
Matrix
yeah. There you
Trinity.
go.
Oh, you
The
remember that?
that was the keyboard that actually got me into, like, I guess,
Production.
yeah.
Change,
Well, you know what? Yeah, it was the
change your life.
guitar, but when we started producing that, before I get into that, but yeah, the guitar was you know who Ricky had a guitar too, that Rick, your brother Rick?
Acoustic,
Was it
right?
like a no? He had an electric one.
He did, right?
It was like purple or like dark bluish. I remember because I think that was the time maybe you were in Houston or something, but
Probably. Mm-hmm.
I remember that I
Oh
would
yeah, that's true. That's
sneak
true.
to your guys' house
Mm-hmm.
to go play the guitar. This one time was Ricky had it right, so like I woke up in the morning and I was like I'm gonna pretend I'm sick, so I won't go to school and I can sneak into your house and play the guitar. And I did, and I woke up, Mama, me duele la panza, ma." That was the one. And it always worked. It always worked.
Classic.
It always worked, but I'm pretty sure my mom, when she left the room, she was like, che cabrón. Like, whatever. Está bueno, quédate. But so that happened, and I don't know where my mom went. So yeah, I was there at the house alone, and I get up, and then I'm just like, okay, nobody's here. Let me go next door. That's the thing. We live next door. We used to live next door to each other. So
My
that was
mom's
the
still
best
doing
thing
that.
ever. Yeah. Yeah.
Our
So
moms.
let me go to the back door because it's always open. Nobody knows that. Oh no, I mean, delete it. So
It
I
was
waited.
back in the days. Everything was open. The window,
Yeah, that's true.
front door, everything.
Nobody used locks. Bueno, pásale, mijo. Ahí están los huevos. Ahí está la leche. Ándale.
Vámonos.
¿Tienen papel y tienen cocas? Ah, bueno, gracias.
It still happens with the newer generations too. No,
Same thing.
I've been there at the house of Jenny or Jeffrey or I'm gonna get some milk, okay? Ozzy, take it.
Old school
Ahorita la
days.
traigo.
Classic.
Yeah. So well, that happened, and so I snuck in the house and I saw the guitar. So I think he had a little amp too, and I turned it on and I got it, and I was just like you said when you were playing the bass, just playing whatever, like making loud noise, and I was like, yeah, I like this, whatever, and then I finished right, and I went back, but I used to, like, when Ricky got it, I was like automatically like, whoa, like it's a guitar, man. Like I don't know if any of you guys have ever had that feeling, like I want to know more about that, but that's when it first started. I guess my fascination with it, and um, then like I said before, when we saw Midtown, and I saw them on stage, and I was like whoa, like
That was like 2000, right? Like
it was
or
like
20,
2002 because I had
2002?
just finished high school. Yeah,
Okay.
when I saw that band, right, and the thing that like caught my attention was the way they played. Like everything sounded exactly the same
As a
the way I
CD.
would hear it, right? Like when on the CD, and I was like, whoa, like the whoever engineered that
EQ'd it.
EQ'd engineered it, that performance for them was like on point, man. Everything sounded great. And I was like, damn. So I saw that, and I came back home, and I had just gone into college, so I got that financial
Financial
aid.
aid.
What would?
Yeah, everybody knows about that. Thank you, government, for that.
Yeah, that financial aid, baby.
Yeah, so I got the financial
Hey,
aid, and
rich.
hey, I was rich at that time.
Hey,
I'm
man, we
still
know.
rich. Hey,
Yeah,
I got I had the money, right, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Guitar Center. I'm gonna buy a guitar. I'm gonna buy an amp, and I did. So I went and I bought it, and I brought it home, and my mom was like,
¿Qué
"What are you
estás
doing? Like, ¿qué estás
haciendo?
haciendo? ¿Qué estás pensando?" Like, no, ma, pues this is what I'm gonna do. Like, ¿cómo que vas a hacer eso? Like,
Yeah, our
what do you
parents are into
mean?
that,
No, pues I want to make music. Like, es lo que dije, like, pues I want to make music. Quiero hacer música. Pero si ni sabes ni tocarla, and it's true. Like, I didn't know nothing about it, and I was like, no, pues I'm gonna learn. Like, no pasa nada. Like, I know what I'm doing, and like that was the first time when I guess I said, okay, I want to jump into this now. Like, I don't know, because like I said before, I didn't know where to go. So that was the I guess that defining moment where I say I'm gonna do this. And that's crazy because I had the guts to actually tell my mom, and you guys know my mom, like, it's like, no, mijo, así, así, and
Yeah, like your mom's very disciplined about that. Like,
yeah.
so she
So
doesn't. She wouldn't have not allowed it if it was her money. Hell no.
Oh yeah, and that's what I said. Like, no ma, pues es el dinero que me dieron.
Dame por la renta. Dame por la
Shit,
renta.
that's true, right? I didn't even think about that. I was
Dame
just
para los
like,
biles, cabrón.
oh, and the light bill, I'm pretty sure it went up. So
Yeah, because you're using that app now, huh? Yeah.
got an amplifier and a guitar, and I bought a computer too, so I could record stuff.
Oh, you had to, huh?
Yeah. But that was when it started. I started playing the guitar, and then like I always, I guess after seeing that band live, I always wanted to be in a band. So that's what I wanted to do, and I started playing, and I got I got really into it, And the only thing I did to learn, I went into what's the
Guitar tabs.
Guitar tabs, yeah.
Yeah. What's up with guitar tabs? Shout outs.
Yeah. And I learned maybe 2-3 songs that I really liked. Like I didn't even learn them all the way through, just like the basic rhythm of it, and like how to play. And then also Leandro, shout out to Leandro, one of my friends.
Oh yeah,
that guy's really good.
Shout out to Leo.
He taught me, Leo. Yeah. He taught me the basics of how to tune your guitar, what chords are, and how to tune it to drop D tuning. He's like, mira, güey, si quieres, te la voy a poner in drop D tuning, which is one of the strings you tune it to D, right? The top string.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't even know all the lingo about this. Like,
yeah.
The thing about me is if I see it, I like it. Like I want to play with it, and like I don't try to learn all the terminology or everything behind it. I just like give me that and I'll figure something out, Pero he told me I'm gonna tune it to drop D, and everything you play on the first the top chords, the first 3. Like if you play like this, you cover the first 3. Anywhere you go on the fretboard, it's gonna sound like a chord, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me try that. And most of the music that I would listen to was in drop D tuning, so like I picked it up quick. Like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. So shout out to Leandro for giving me that quick lesson.
Big shout out to Leo.
Yeah, so I did the guitar tabs, and what Leo told me, it kind of just like started taking off where I'm like, okay, I'm doing it sounds pretty good. And he even came back like maybe a month or two later, and I was playing, he's like, hey bro, la madre, está sacando Leo, like it sounds good. Like, ¿cómo le hiciste? Y yo, pues no, it's what you told me, güey. Like, it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, soy con madre, like you're doing good. So I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Leandro because he's a really good player. Like, phenomenal. Like he's freaking phenomenal. So for him to tell you that is like, that's props right there, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so that happened, and I actually there was a website where you could post back in the day, like if you're looking for a band or like
It was like searching for bandmates and stuff, or what?
yeah,
But
I
it
don't
was
know
local.
what it was called.
Was it local?
Yeah.
It was local. I don't remember that. Maybe Leandro.
I never saw
See,
it.
maybe Leandro told me about it. I don't know who told me about it, but I
'Cause he
went
loves
into it.
making bands, yeah.
Yeah, I went into it, and I saw a post. Was it I saw a post that they were looking for a guitar player for a jam, and so I replied to the guy. I don't remember the website, and he told me, yeah, come through. This is the address, like come through tomorrow or some stuff like that. So I went, and I took my stuff, and there was like in the back, like in the cuartito, and they had there was like a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist, and I think the guitarist was also the singer, something like that. It was three other guys, right? And so I go there, and I'm like, oh, I think the drummer was the one that was put out the
ad.
And he's like, yeah, what kind of music you like? And I told him, oh, I like Thursday, Thrice, some other bands. And he's like, oh, badass. Like, yeah, we play some of their songs and stuff. I was like, oh, badass. Like, so, I was thinking, oh, is this gonna work out? Badass. So I get there, and they're already jamming, they're going through their whole motion, and I'm just like watching, and I'm like, cool. And then they stop, and they're like, all right, bro, like, come on, like, set up your stuff and let's jam, So we start jamming, and they start playing their stuff, and I guess they had been playing for a while together, so they were already in tune, right? And I was like trying to keep up with them, and I was just like, nah, like I'm like, I can't, like I'm
not ready for this.
Yeah. It's like it's just something like I need more time, And at the end, like we didn't, like at the end of the little jam I threw with them, which lasted maybe like 5 minutes. They're like, nah, man, you know what? We're gonna keep jamming. You can hang around if you want, like, como que diciendo, nah, you didn't make it.
Yeah.
I was just like, ah, shit. Like, I was like, that one, and I hung around for another little while, and I was just thinking, like, I miss, no sabe nada. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, you don't know what I got. Like, that's what I was thinking for real. Like,
that's good, bro.
Like, I felt like chinga disappointed, but also like
a motivator.
Like, see, I was like,
you know what? And that right there is what I'm talking about, bro. Because you can get in situations where that shit, that mindset can be like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us suffer from that. Like I know I had experiences where like I had an experience like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna pursue that anymore. If that. But in your situation, actually, it spiraled. Like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as a motivator to prove people wrong that I can do this, not only to them but to yourself. I think most importantly. So yeah, man, that's props to you, bro, for taking that mindset. Because look at you now, like you've been making lots of good music, man, tons of good music. So that, but you still remember that experience vividly.
Yeah,
that's how impactful of an experience it was. Like you can have experiences you might have not even cared for that experience, but you took it like upon yourself. Like, you know what? I gotta learn this. I gotta prove them wrong, and I gotta show that what I got inside me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've always believed, like, that I can do it. Like, it's possible. Like, it's not like out of this world, because it's not like it's not NASA. So that's what I was thinking. Like, I was just like, man, you guys don't know nothing. That's what I said in my head, and I went home, and I think my mom asked, "What the fuck? Ah, bien," and like I didn't really like go deep into it. I was just like, "Yeah, estaba bien, más sí. Ah, okay, está bueno." That's all.
Bien mal, cabrón.
Okay, está bueno.
But
Okay,
nah, I just kept playing. But
Oscar.
but
All right.
that since it didn't work out, as because I kept playing in my room upstairs. Like at night, I put on the headphones and just jam. Like started playing, and that's how I got better. Like every day. That's the thing. I didn't have a girlfriend. I was just chilling. I was going to school, but I wasn't working. So like after that,
It
when I
was
would be home,
all day.
yeah, all day, like just playing the guitar or doing something, and that's when I went into your house and I was like, "Yo, let me borrow a keyboard or what?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take it, bro. And then I started with that. Así como like you said, Oscar, like making the beat, like dude, dude, así bien chafillo, and I have a lot of those beats here saved, so
Oh, that's badass, man.
I'll show them to you later. But I
Hey,
went into that trip.
I remember real quickly because I remember that specific era is very interesting to me because it could have gone a lot of ways. First of all, when I came back from Houston, that's the first thing I did. Is like I'm gonna buy myself a Trinity or a Trident. I actually wanted the Trident, and if the Trident is way more expensive, like $1,000 more expensive. And at that point, obviously, I wasn't working to make that kind of money, but I had a credit card. I had that financial aid credit card.
Yeah.
No, but that Trinity, I was like, I'm gonna get it because that's what I can afford right now. But coming back from Houston, I wanted to start something here. I was like, man. So I started looking around, like, hey, Monch is here, Jeff is here, Rick is here, and Herman. So Oscar, everybody who was like, and remember, even Oscar and Hector, everybody was involved in some form of fashion with the music at that point. Like we were all kind of like wondering, what are we gonna do? Like this sounds cool, man. So since I was studying audio recording engineering in Houston, I brought that little knowledge that I got over there, and I remember like buying all the studio, like buying the keyboard, buying the speakers, buying the interface, not the interface like the one you have now, but it was like the just the regular what do you call it, like an analog recorder. Like I wanted to keep it basic, right? And I remember making beats and trying to, because I liked hip hop, right? So I was just wanting to try and make beats and make songs, whatever. And I remember you would come along and the Herman come along and they were like just looking and I said, oh man, that sounds cool, whatever, right? And then we were just
Yeah.
we were jamming out in our backyard. We call it the backyard sessions because we would just go
Yeah.
outside, set up shop, play music all night, but not music that we would listen to, actually music that we were creating. And we go all night, bro, just drinking and making
That's
beats. And it
true.
was
Yeah.
one of the best times ever, bro. But I think if I wouldn't have come back from Houston, that probably a little growth of interest wouldn't have ever existed
Yeah.
because you had it face to face right there, and then like you took ownership of like, man, give me this keyboard, like not like that, right? But practically like I want to learn it. And I
Yeah.
remember we would make beats together, and then all of a sudden like you were just like doing your own beats. I was like, bro, just got this talent, bro. Like, take it, bro. Just use it. Do your thing. And that we saw another side of you because at that point we were like, okay, once you trying to learn the guitar, and all of a sudden now he's playing the keyboard. Wait, that's a cool ass drum beat. That's a cool hip hop sound you're making. And then from there, like even to the Fresh Mob, you took that towards there because we're gonna talk about that right now. The Fresh Mob.
This is all Danny's fault. Hey.
Shout out.
Shout out to Oscar and KRMC for the Fresh Mob movement. But then we'll talk a little bit about that also as well, because that little moment kind of added it up to where it kind of like the Fresh Mob grew out of, that moment, because it was more into the hip hop, Latino reggaeton style music. And this is before reggaeton was really anything like what it is right now. It was more like it had just started popping off, it was like really that big yet. But we were touching around those realms, bro. And I remember since I wasn't doing it as much, like I had already like known that for me that my path of music wasn't gonna be. I was like, I'm gonna let my homies, which is even Oscar, you, Herman, everybody's, hey, you guys do it. I know you guys can do it, so you guys have talent. And I just taking a different route, but I know you really took ownership of that. And then even then, Oscar, right now, you talk about that scenario, because that little history is you guys went big. Like for the most part here in the radio, there you had a buzz going around with the whole Freshmont thing. So yeah, talk about that much, a little bit about you. You and Oscar, go ahead and tell us the stories.
The story began with there's two versions of the fresh mouth, because when it
Oh,
started,
that's true.
it was
Yeah.
me, Dennis, and a friend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When we started doing that, we
Hey,
remember
wait, hold on. Was that saxophone then?
that was the same guy, man. That guy is freaking
Hey,
killer, man.
he's like ever since that, bro. That guy knows how to play saxophone. I'm gonna follow that guy.
That's the thing. It was since I started making the beats, and they sounded okay, but they were never on time because I wasn't quantizing them, or I was just I guess
playing around with it, just
playing with it, yeah. And nowadays, what you do is when you use your computer, you can quantize everything, and everything lines up in place. Yeah. So it's like it sounds the way it should sound. Because when you're playing it live, you may be off time. I didn't even I wasn't even in. No, I didn't even know about the tempo. Like, como te digo, I think that's one of my weaknesses, where I don't learn everything about what I'm doing. I kind of just like jump in, and like the little bit I know, or that I learn, that I already know, I use it and I figure it out, instead of like, you know what, let me sit back and okay, let me look up the terms and stuff, like when you in school, you read, and first they give you the definitions and stuff, and okay, and then you jump into the paragraphs, and now it's just like I'm just diving in there and like, yeah, I got it, or I'll figure it out. But that's the thing, I didn't, when I got the program, Fruity Loops. Shout out to Fruity Loops. Everybody knows about that. That's an awesome producing digital audio workstation, or DAW. That's what they call it. That's badass. I downloaded it, pirata version, so everybody does it, and that's how I got started making.
Not me.
Pirata.
I mean, Taco
I know about
Palenque,
TP, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Taco Palenque.
Hey, did you guys hear about Taco Palenque burning down over here in McPherson?
Yeah, my beats were too fire, bro. My beats were too fire.
This is random fact. So I got that, and the beat started sounding like, oh, they're in time now. Like it's they sound good now, or they sound better, because the sounds were already there. They're coming along. So I started making a lot of beats, and then I can't remember if I'm pretty sure it was June, and maybe you, Eric, and maybe Ricky were like, hey, let's start making songs. And I think the first songs we made was with Rick, right? One of those where he would like rap about, what's it called? The Green Man or something, like rapping about the Border Patrol, and like bringing in like cocaine and weed and stuff like that, like through the river, like he wasn't saying it as like he's doing it, but he was telling the story. And it was like very lyrical, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh Rick, damn Rick,
it's because I think Rick has a really good gift about writing and putting things in like beautiful like layout, that he'll write a rhyme real easily. And for me, it was like, I can't write a rhyme for shit,
I can't write, period.
I can write like 4 bars, and after that I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
the only 4 bars I know is Senor Frogs, Quintana Rock, 6 and Forensies. That's all I know,
bro. Best bars ever.
4 bars I need in my life.
I went platinum with those. Man.
What was I saying? We started with that, and then Dennis and a friend, because we would always hang out still, right? So it was fresh out of high school, so you know how you're still with your little clique. They started listening to the beats too, and they're like, "Yo, Dennis was like, let's do it. Like, let's start recording." And then I think June was like so into it also. He bought like a recording, it's like an interface, right? But like built in, like You didn't need the computer or anything. You could just hook up the mics directly into it, and you had your phantom power on it, and you can load in your tracks and everything.
Also, Herman was the one that bought that.
Yeah, I would think of I don't even know where that thing's at, but
Hey, can I borrow?
shout out to June. He bought it and with the mic and everything. I think it had like 8 tracks or maybe 6 or 4 to 8, something like that. So we're like, we can load the beat and track 1 and the rest of the tracks we use for the vocals. So that's how we started recording. And we did a couple songs and then that's when I was like, we can do it on the computer because we the cool thing about high school, we were in the magnet there at the United South. They had this program. It's called a Cool Edit. I don't know if it's still around. Maybe it is. Yeah, Cool Edit Pro. That would let you record. Like you can record any audio you want into it. So we got a free copy of it again. So we we put it in our computer and we're like, we got that program and we could pretty much like load. Now we can actually see it like in front of us. The layout and everything because it's way easier. Or for me, it is like seeing it like in front of me. Yeah, instead of just like the machine there and like okay, like dude, okay, but like like I want to see it like. So we started doing that and it like just progressed from there. We started recording songs and I think we had maybe like 12 songs with me, Dennis, and a friend. And then I don't know who got us. I think was it you, Oscar, that got us a gig at the Rakime King Y?
At the
right?
Yeah. I remember. I remember I even had to pick him up. I had to pick him up at the airport with Hector's Hummer. Shout out to Hector.
Shout out Hector.
Had to drive him around or whatever. But yeah.
Tell us about that, Oscar, because
that's true, man.
Dude, tell us about that, bro. How did that shit come about? Because how does somebody come out to Rakime King? Hey, crash mob,
que mira, tengo unos primos y
and all that, the thing is about me is my fearless mentality and my fearless to being able to talk to somebody, whoever it is. And that's that's basically what I did. I just I was like, okay, so I need to so Rakime King Y is coming to Laredo. Okay, so who's the production company? Who's this? And then back in the day, it was harder because right now you can Google everything, and back in the day you couldn't Google everything. You have to be like, So I would like just go randomly because it was
Yellow Pages.
It was in Casablanca, no? Right? I think.
Yeah, the Casablanca. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I just started going that way, going over there and whatnot, and then I don't remember the person or anything, but they were like, okay, yeah, let's get him in. And I was so excited, and then at the same time they were like, hey man, we need you to help us out, to pick them up. And I'm like, yeah, whatever I need to do, that's cool. And then remember, I ran into those pictures the other day. I don't know if you remember, Eric, and I sent them to you.
Oh yeah.
And I put him in the Primo snap the one we have with the cousins. But it was an awesome experience though, because all of us were on stage, with you, Efren, and Dennis, and we were there. It was a cool experience. All of us just there,
Yeah, that was the first show, man, that I ever did. Yeah, it was the first show. So it was like, we're gonna perform in front of like I don't even know how many people were there.
There was people.
There was already
bro.
people there, right?
Yeah, there was already people there.
And I remember how many? I think we had 2 mics only, and it was 3 of us that sang, right? Me, a friend, and Dennis. And I remember me and Dennis were like so freaking hyped, like yeah, like it's badass. And the friend was like kind of like standing back, like like all nervous, like hey, wait, get Dennis, like I'm nervous, bro. I'm nervous. Bro, like let's just do it. Let's get out there. Let's just do it. You know, he had the mic, so I was like, no, like dale el mic at Dennis, and then whenever you sing, like we'll hand it to you and you give it back to us. Like I told him, porque like I could tell like, he wasn't like ready for it, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this guy like having the mic, just being like, you know, like oh, yeah. So I was like, no, like, whenever you finish your part, you give us the mic back, so like we can just keep it going, you know. And he's like, ah, sí, sí, está bueno, está bueno. But yeah, it was an experience that gave me a taste of like, yo, like let's keep trying to do this, you know, like. So we had that little show and everything. I remember we took pictures and everything, and yeah, I have the pictures too. Every now and then when I go through my old files, like just I see them and I'm like, like I remember that time. That was a good time. And after that, I don't even think we did it. No, yeah, we had I think another show at a bar downtown. I think it was like
Lizards, no.
yeah, somewhere there. Wasn't it like Johnny running it or something like that, or Canales or nada que ver? Am I like
I don't
I
remember.
don't know, but like back in the days,
yeah,
it
probably
was
not.
just hard. It was just harder to get gigs because I mean, obviously there wasn't any people like really promoting that kind of music.
Yeah,
And second of all, like there was very limited places to go and actually have a gig. You know, it's just like now there's tons of places in downtown, all over town. There's all kinds of places where you can have a gig, but back in the day it was hard. But those moments were badass, man. I remember like, you know, you guys had something going on and I was like, man, I can't, this is awesome. Like you guys are like doing music that was pretty good, man. And then not only that, but then it kind of died down. And that's when I think Oscar and Vanzi started to jump around, right? With that.
see, what happened there? We recorded some songs, like I said, with Dennis and a friend, and I didn't think we didn't do any other shows or anything like that. The thing about back in the day, the music couldn't really get out there like how you can do it now. Like you can uh, put it on all the major streaming platforms, which like gives you the reach that you need. You know, like I mean, it's still hard to even get out there because there's so much stuff out there. It's like you gotta. That's a whole nother talk, you know. But like what I'm saying is, it's easier now to get the music out there. And before, what we had to do was, you guys remember MySpace, right?
Yeah.
that,
Of course.
that was our outlet. Like, yo, like we make a profile, we upload our song, and we tell all our friends, like, you know, how you have your friends and stuff, like, hey, check out my song, and they would, you know, like they started check. That's how they started checking us out here. And okay, so we did that, and then like you said, Eric, it just died down for a little while, and I kept recording songs. I think I did like maybe I want to say maybe 10 or around there, maybe 10 songs, maybe a little bit more on my own, like just recording. Like I remember during that time, I would just if I had a beat that I liked, I was like, let me write a song to it. So I would write, and like I've never felt confident in writing, like we said earlier, like I can do like 4 bars that sound like, well, that I think sound badass, and then after that, like I'm just like, oh man, what else do I say, you know, like but back in that time, like I just wrote, and I guess I wasn't too much in my own head where I'm like, nah, that sucks, or nah, you know. And I was able to actually complete like songs with 2 verses each, like, which is crazy now, because nowadays, like, if you hear music, it's like a verse or half
And
a
a
verse,
chorus.
or yeah, chorus 10 times and throw a verse. And
Yeah.
you know, it's so like everything's so repetitive, you know. Like there's still those artists out there
Artist.
that, of course, they they have that craft to where you hear them and you're like, whoa, like this is something else. But that's not what is out there right now, like as in mainstream. So what you hear mainstream is like just like easier music to, I guess to, it's just more entertainment. You know, you're not gonna go
Yeah.
there to listen to somebody talking
Lyrics.
about
Yeah.
like real lyrics and stuff that's gonna make you think like
They say whatever, but like,
yeah.
hey, you get some coffee. Hey, sounds of party.
Hey.
Down. Hey, burn it.
Starbucks. Hey. But that's how it is. But during that time, I was able to make a good amount of songs, and like it helped me become more, I guess, comfortable with the whole recording and like
Production.
And then we started hanging. I started hanging out more with Oscar because we started the restaurant we had. Remember Areos?
Yeah.
So
To a reels.
yeah. So like it was like an everyday thing where me and Oscar were hanging out, and like he would listen to the music and he's like, "Oh, that's badass, bro! Like you're doing good." And
I remember, I don't know if you remember, me and Amber would tell you, hey, you need, well, back in the days, MTV used to have like talent shows, you know,
okay.
in California, remember? And I remember we would tell you, come on, man, we'll all pitch in, and we'll call we'll call all our tias, and all our aunts, and all our cousins, and whoever can, we'll pitch in, bro. Like, you have to go. We would tell him all the time, because I mean, when you listen to his music, it's like, wow, like, how can, I mean, it's like, it's insane, like, the music that you produce, and then just how you taught yourself, and how like how you were able to engineer a full song, and then it for now, for you, it's like, you do it pretty quick, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even your writing, man, I know you said that you're not too good in writing, or man, your lyrics are awesome. Honestly, your lyrics are awesome. And then that's how. But yeah, at the restaurant, that's how. We had this connection, and I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and come on,
Yeah.
Monchis, go, come on, man, like, get and then he was like, well, then you sing with me. I'm like, hell no, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, because I would tell him, I'll get you somewhere. I'll get you wherever you need to get to, as far as like singing somewhere. I'll get you, like, I'll at a club or whatever, and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then he's like, no, and then that's when we rented a house. I don't know if you remember, Monch.
Yeah.
And then so we rented a house, and then so basically what we did is we used the garage as the like the recording studio. Yeah, the studio. And then I think my sister brought Vonzi, and we only heard him. We heard him sing once, and we were like, "Allah, this guy sings like kind of like Usher or something like that." So he had a real voice. Yeah, he had a real voice. So I was like, "Hey, those guys, like, go for it. Like, you too, like, he can do what, like, people right now, that's what they do. You could do the rap, and he could do the chorus. You know what I mean? But that's kind of like initially how it happened." And then they threw me in the mix.
Like, órale, tú también, Oscar.
I know. In that first song we recorded, I think what I had like 3 words. Yeah.
Era la de the song era la de Entra a la disco, mami, te miro yo a ti.
That one.
Vamos a bailar.
Yeah.
That's what it was. The good thing about it was, it was gonna be different from the old Fresh Mob, because now we had a singer, and Ivan's voice I'm pretty sure it's still badass. So it was badass back then. I'm pretty sure it's still badass now. Shout out to Ivan Vanzi.
Shout out Vanzi.
So the good thing about him was he had like already ideas in his head of songs. Like he had lyrics and stuff. So like I had the beat, and he's like, this one, let's use this one. And I got this, and we started recording, and it's like, oh, this beat sounds badass. The song sounds badass. And I remember Oscar being like, "Well, I don't know what to do." Like, no me pedo. Like, there was like 3-4 lines, but like you delivered it the right way, so like it makes sense. Like, and then from there, you just kept going. Like it, you kept getting better and better. And we did that first song, and then we did another song. I think it was the one that goes, "You ask me why every time I go to the hotel." I'm
Oh yeah,
I remember that song, like the why. I think that's what it was called.
yeah. Why?
Why?
Yeah, and that one it was just me and Ivan, and then after that, Oscar kept jumping in on the other ones. But it from there it just grew like since the good thing was that it was Hector and Oscar living in the house at first, and then they're like, "Was move in here, we fuck it." I just there for
Man.
move in here, like I'm like, "Was yeah, let me do that right." Like I'll live with you guys, and that's what we did. Like they Oscar and Hector, they're like, Munch, come in, move in, Ivan, move in, and like let's work. Yeah, let's work on this, and that's what we did. So we would work at the restaurant, and then get out, and then like like let's work on music, and that was the thing for like a good couple of months, right, Oscar? I
Yeah.
can't remember how long, and but from there we came up with how many songs, like a good amount of songs, and we started putting them out. Also, was it MySpace? Also, yeah, right.
Yeah, it was still MySpace. Mhm.
MySpace, and then burning CDs and like, yo,
Yeah,
out and
giving
boom,
them
boom,
out.
boom.
You guys were
Like,
hustling. You guys were
yeah,
hustling.
and
Like
then
from recording, like long recording sessions to like, okay, let's figure out how we're gonna promote the music. Let's figure out
yeah,
how we're gonna sell music. How we're gonna get gigs. So it was like an ongoing process there, like a whole a team coming together, kind of like the Guru Cats right now. Like, okay, you're good at this, you do that, and hey, you're good at that, you do that. Kind of like setting the whole team their
Mhm.
own roles, and then kind of like putting it all together. So y'all did some really good stuff, man. I think it was like really magical moments, bro. It was amazing times.
Yeah, I think also it was a learning experience for us to be able to find out what we're good at. You know what I mean? What we like, and because me and Eric always talk about it because where we're trying to go to, our dream. I think everything we've learned, that's when we get there, and we're almost there. That's where we're all gonna come together as a huge team. But doing the fresh mob was awesome. It was a beautiful experience. I mean, when I was on the stage, it was something different, man. It's
yeah,
something
yeah,
different. Like it's like this like huge energy that you feel. You know what I mean? Just looking at whether it's a big crowd or a small crowd or a big place or a small place, like it doesn't even matter. Like once the music would start, like you kind of would not really tune everybody out, but just really get into it. Like
yeah.
really, really get into it. I mean, shit, I remember it was awesome. It was awesome. It was a beautiful experience.
The
It was,
the great thing about that was we actually started getting paid. That was like,
oh yeah, I
oh,
remember.
paid. They want us to play over here. They want us over here, and Oscar was a negotiater, and he's like, no, no van a
Yeah.
pagar tanto. And like, yeah, let's go.
Hey,
Yeah, I
Oscar was
remember.
sales, bro. Oscar was the sales guy. Hey,
I
Yeah.
hey, and
He got us in a lot of places. Yeah.
that's what I'm good at. And we would get okay, okay, we need this, and then of course we want a table, and we want these bottles, and like it was cool because we would get paid and then get drink for free.
hey,
Yeah.
bro.
And
That's what I'm talking about, man. You guys are like close to being like breaking through the barriers of this local music artist, because you guys got big here, bro. Not only that, there were some. I remember you guys had some meetings where like bigger, higher up people, and I know those meetings. I don't know what happened in those meetings, but I remember like people came down and they were like actually checking you guys out. Like, hey, these guys are no joke, man. You better check them out.
I don't know if you remember, Moj. We got invited to we just weren't able to go to a tour in Florida. It was like a few cities in Florida, and then the last the last the last one was gonna be at ¿cómo se llama? In Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
And then I don't know if you remember this. I mean, I don't even know how I would meet these people, but I did. And remember, we got invited to perform for Pitbull in I think it was Playa del Carmen.
See, the thing is that
I,
Ivan didn't have
yeah, I didn't want to say that.
citizenship, right? So he
Yeah.
couldn't really travel out of state or like leave anywhere because he wouldn't get back
Yeah.
in. So so we were just like, oh man.
Hey, maybe that would have been a good thing. So I can Cuba, Puerto Rico.
Hey, that's true, but
No, but
Wait.
and then I don't know if you remember this other guy that wanted us for in Atlanta for a magazine. He legit, like, he went to a few of our performances that we did there locally, but I remember he was like, no man, I can get you guys, this he showed me what magazine is, like, you guys' music is good, like, it's good. We were like, wow, like this is this is awesome, but we weren't able to go. We weren't able to go.
I think looking back at it, if we had like a manager that had experience in the whole industry, it would have been way different because it was just like us like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like breaking through, but like still like like
hitting a wall. Boom.
Where
boom.
where do we look or where do we go? Like that's the thing. Because the music, that's how it spread here because it was actually good. Like I'm not trying to like what's he
yeah, it was levantarte
yeah.
You're like,
but hey man, it's good. You even now you listen to it and it just sounds good. Like, oh, like yeah, that's good stuff. It's not like something you listen like, because I have a lot of music that I've made and I can go back and listen to some and be like, nah, that doesn't work. That's why that's why it's not out there. Like, but with the Fresh Mob, the vibe was like, yo, we're live, we're in your face.
Shout outs to Digital Jeff for making y'all some really cool videos, bro.
That video helped out too, man.
I was barely gonna say, like, yeah, Digital Jeff, big shout out. Like he's does amazing work. And I know he did one just for when you were saying that you did songs by yourself or solo, Munch. Mm-hmm. He did a video for you as well. And then we recorded one that at the salon that I felt was gonna, like, just break. No, the other one, the other one that didn't come,
the one where his hard drive or something crashed and the file was like gone, like all the footage was gone, and that song, It's Friday Night, Player.
Yeah. And the thing is, the thing is,
he raised the video footage and all that.
Yeah, because we had already shot it and
everything. It was just to put it together. But the reason I felt that one was gonna be the breaker is because I actually was able to contact somebody. It was a smaller channel back in the day, LA TV. They would show videos.
Oh yeah.
And they saw our video and they liked the song, but they didn't like the guns. You know what I mean?
The other video, yeah.
I don't know if you remember. So that one, they said, like, "Pues it's a good video, but we can't put it in our channel because it's it's promoting violence."
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. So when we were recording the Friday night, I was like, yeah. As soon as this comes out, I'm gonna call this guy and let him know, and boom, he'll put it out there. It wasn't a big channel, but it became a big channel now. LATV is that's all they do. That's all they do. They put videos. But anyways,
that's the way we would see new music like through those
Through
channels
the
and
videos, yeah.
when music videos were actually on TV and
Music
like,
videos.
oh, who is this? Like you see somebody new, like, whoa, who's this guy? Like, let me check him out more, and you start listening to other songs. But yeah, like you said, that could have helped us get the bigger audience that we needed to actually keep it going.
I remember making a cameo in one of those gun videos. I was like,
Oh yeah.
It was
And
you,
like,
Aldo, and
Aldo Muskis, shout out.
who was the other guy? Jimmy, right?
See,
Mr. Jimmy.
Jimmy. Shout out,
Shout out to
shout out
Jimmy,
to my
man.
whatever happened to Jimmy, bro? Jimmy
shout
Hendrix.
out to my boy Jimmy.
I've seen him around a couple times lately.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
badass. El Jimmy. He was a real good, humble, big hearted guy.
Always supported us, man.
Yeah.
That guy's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Wow.
so
man.
we had that run. I just I'm like, happy birthday, sir. Somebody sent me a text. I don't know who that is. Hey.
Hey, it's about that time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. The thing is, it was a great experience that I kind of wish that, like I said, we had a manager or somebody who was already in the
In the
business,
industry.
like being come this way, like I got you, or because I think back in the day that's how it was, like somebody would spot you and be
Pick
like,
you up.
yo, come here, and then boom, roll it out. Because nowadays everything's more independent, and like I said, getting your music out there is way easier. You got all this social media stuff
There's
that
more resources now compared to
that you
back in
can
the
use.
days. Back in the day, you had to really grind to meet people, to really know who the players were. Because it's one thing to make the music, but then the industry in itself, it's just like a whole network of things that if you're not aware of where to go and where avenue to take, you might end, like what Oscar said, like go into a lot of dead ends and like, oh man, it's kind of frustrating that every time we get to this place, it's like another plateau that we can't go through, like when we
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and I think
we're down.
one of the bigger things was obviously the it takes a big monetary investment to be able to break through, at least when we were trying, because
Yeah.
I remember we had to pay to professionally record some songs. It was there in Laredo, but we had to pay a few dollars, and then and so on and so forth. So but at the end of the day, the best thing was uh that we got to enjoy it. You know what I mean? We got to enjoy it. We got to live it. We got to experience it.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
It was an interesting time that we're all gonna remember, like, because everybody, not just like me, you, Oscar, and Ivan, were in it. Like
No, we were all in it.
everybody was supporting us. Everybody was like in tune to like what we were doing, and we had that we had the support. Like everybody was like, yo, keep doing it, keep doing it. It wasn't like, yo, maybe you should start working like at a a real job or something. Like
Bucks.
we actually had support, and that's something we all need in everything, because it gets hard when it's just you and trying to figure stuff out, and like sometimes like you get too much into your own head and you stop yourself from actually taking steps towards the right direction. That's what I've kind of been going through lately, like leaving the band that I was with, Two Lions, because that after the whole Fresh Mob era. Hey, what's up?
Let me hold you real quick before we keep on going further.
Go for it.
Mr. Oscar Ramirez, our cousin, he has daddy duties, so he's in a
Daddy
jet.
duties.
But hey,
Okay.
Oscar, thanks for being able to be part of most of the podcast. We're gonna continue for maybe a few minutes.
Yeah, please do, because
But-
we still got 2 lines to talk about.
Oh, we got Two Lines, we got Guru Cats, we have KRMC music.
Yeah.
All those avenues. But Oscar, any final words before you got a jet? Because I know you got a jet.
No. Everything good. Love you guys. Love
you
all
too.
our
Love you too,
viewers. Don't forget to share, and subscribe, and keep enjoying the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Shout outs to Mr. Hat and Mr. Oscar Ramirez. Shout out for you, brother. Hey man, thank you for tuning in today because Oscar gave a lot of feedback on like another side of him that we didn't know. You know, a lot of the viewers didn't know that
Daddy
Oscar
Yankee
has,
Part 2.
dude. Not only Daddy Yankee, he like
I know we seen.
the we seen look. You know?
Oh yeah.
Hey, that was the when, like, before you go, that was one of the things that I was like, yo, Oscar, you have to like be the guy that, like, when we're performing, you have to be that guy, like
energy guy.
you're that guy, because I mean, you always had energy and you know how to dance and everything. So we're like, to me, like, I don't know how to dance, or like, you know, I guess be that guy, and or even look like Oscar looks, you know, like, because he had that look, you know, like, so I was like, hey, wait, do, you gotta like be like in their faces, like do it, and he would do it, man. So
Bro.
and all the girls were like, oh my god, it's Oscar. No, it was Danny, right?
Danny, yeah.
Oh my god, Danny.
Ese Danny movimiento.
Daddy Yankee.
No, but you did, bro. You had that energy, that presence in the stage. So shout out to Oscar, man. He did pretty good back in the day, man. And thanks for
but
brother, but stay tuned for. Are you gonna be on tomorrow?
Yeah. Should be good for tomorrow. But keep it going, guys.
Right,
love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too, bro.
Love you.
Peace out.
Nunca se fue. Ahí está.
Yeah, bro. So, man, it was good to have Oscar on for the first part, and now we're gonna not wrap it up. Like, I don't know how much time do you have.
No, I'm good, man. It's my birthday.
Your birthday, bro.
I told my wife, hey, babe, I'm gonna be doing a podcast. She's like, okay, don't worry, I got it.
Hey, man, but yeah, dude, amazing times. It's a lot of beautiful experiences because all of those experiences, good or bad, or whatever you perceive them as. And even as a point of reference, what year was that when it was going on? Like 2005, 2007, 8?
When it first started with the Fresh Mob was around 2006, 2007.
Okay, so
and then when the part 2 of Fresh Mob was like 2008 going into 2009. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that era right there, like all those experiences in the music that you were creating and helping others create as well with you kind of built this persona of not only the artist but the producer. I think that's when you were like, okay, I can actually produce not only for myself but also like in the rock scene, because that's one thing that you really, really were passionate about, but you were pursuing that at that moment. So then I remember, and I'm gonna let you tell the story, but I remember one day getting home from, I think, to my mom's house, and I heard some really cool sounds coming from the upstairs of your room, and I was like, wait, because I remember this was like after Fresh Mob, so it's like one random day that I pulled up to my mom's house, and I think I was living there for a few months because I had just sold my house and I was gonna move to, I was barely gonna buy my other house, but you were there, and I was like, dude, what the hell? That sounds really cool, man. So I remember I went upstairs and you were like jamming out, and like, and you started showing me all the songs you were making. I was like, man, what is this? And you tell me, and then is that okay? Just roll into that vibe, because I know that's a whole nother story on its own, because then you have to go, okay, I don't have Fresh Mob. What do I do now? You know?
I don't remember. No. What was I after Fresh Mob? What was I doing? Well, I was playing guitar, of course. I honestly don't remember what. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry to break your thought, but I know that Justin moved into your crib for a few weeks or a month or two because he had been kicked out of his house or something. Justin, just shout out to Justin. Something happened. I don't know. He was there for...
Well, yeah. When he moved in with us there at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Josh, shout out to Josh, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
They had a band. I think it was called Nowadays. I'm not sure. Him, Justin, Josh, and
Picasso.
Jose Luis. Jose Luis.
The drummer.
The drummer, El Hijo de Puma.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to record them, right? So I was like, yeah, like I'll help you guys out. So I recorded maybe like 4 or 5 songs they did. They have. I I don't know if they ever played live or not, but they had that band going. And then I remember it, like before I get into the whole Two Lines thing,
Mm-hmm.
Banda Chovy happened. Like,
Oh, Banda Chovi was before that.
yeah, when they were doing the nowadays,
You were
that's
doing
when
Banda
Banda
Chovi.
Chovy. But that was 2011. Yeah, that's when Banda Chovy was like brewing, because I was playing guitar, but I didn't really have anything to put it on. I was just playing, just to, I guess, to entertain myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when they would when they were like when they would jam there in the downstairs room,
Mm-hmm.
um, or record. I was there with them, and I remember this one time I was playing this riff, the song that I made for Banda Chovy, the Amaneciendo.
Oh
Like do
man.
do 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 that riff. I was playing it and kind of like throwing it out there to them, like, yo, like maybe we can make this a song, right? But they had their own thing going, so they were more like hardcore, more, I guess,
Like
metal. Yeah, it was hardcore. So like I remember making that riff, and I just kept it right, and as the so I kept recording them, and they did their songs, and then after that they weren't recording anymore. But I was hanging out with Dennis because we didn't have a job. We were looking for a job. I remember applying to like the oil field jobs, ¿cómo se llama? Like
like
Halliburton, all those places, right? And we're like, well, we can't enjoy, we can't partake in the the green. So we went into that other route where we used the synthetic, right?
yeah.
So I had everything set up there in the room, and Dennis was like, yo, let's make some music. I was like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, but we're not gonna make hip hop, we're gonna make some Spanish rock. And I was just like, all right, let's do it. Like, I didn't even like, I just maybe thought about it I didn't even think about it. I just kind of like sat back and said, yeah, let's do it. So he brought over the bass that his dad is a musician, so his dad has instruments and everything. He brought over his bass, and we started, making songs, and those songs came together like really quick, like within, I want to say, a month and a half, maybe even less. Like the songs were like boom, 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 and we had like, is it 10 or 12 songs? I can't remember the album we made, and we put it out, and we're like, boom, Banda Chovi's born, right? So that happened, but Dennis, like, I think he got a job, I don't know where, and I kept doing what I was doing, which is just making music. And I think at that time I went back into school, so we didn't really pursue Banda Chovi anymore. It was just like a little, like, here you go, and then
A
I'm
little bit of a moment in time recorded, and
yeah.
then it was
So
honestly. Let me take you back real quick because that project or that if you because it was just like a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't really planned. It was really
yeah,
like really good, man. I remember when I heard all that music, I was like, man, what is this? It's like, and even it took me a while to really process that was Dennis and you, bro. Like it was like this, like it was totally different from anything you had done at that point.
yeah,
Like all the songs were in Spanish. The beats, not the beats, the actual sound that y'all created, because it was just like guitar and bass, and then like the congas, and like it was real. I loved it, bro. Like it was just like it was more familiar for us because that's like the roots of the
yeah,
sounds that we grew up with. So hearing it in a more modern type, kind of Radiohead Spanish type of music, it was just mind blowing, bro. And it still is. Like you, like guys, if y'all want to check it out, the Banda Chovi, se llama, ¿cómo se llama? Historias Antiguas.
Historias Antiguas, yeah,
Historias Antiguas is from what year was that? 2011, 2010?
2011, yeah,
Yeah, 2011. That's
just going on 10 years.
10 years ago, bro. 10 years ago.
Yeah,
It was a psychedelic trip recorded and on a spur of a moment where they had nothing to do but to create music, create something that was original, and create something that was special at that time, and it still carries a lot of like even all the songs from that album, even though some of them are trippy, like if you listen to them clearly, you're like, that's a point of view of something supernatural, supernatural. Like I don't know how did you feel recording it? Like did it feel like supernatural or did it just feel like
It
whatever?
just felt
Did it
and
feel
I
like
felt
did it feel like it vibed or
oh
did you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like super
No,
vibe?
the vibe was there. Like, and the thing was, it was like I said, it was like this, like everything was in place. Like nothing really during those recordings ever made me like think like, what am I doing? Like, or like, nah, I don't feel this. Nah, nah. It was just
You were
like,
just flowing.
no. I think that's the thing that I like about Dennis. He has this, like I said before, with Fresh Mount, it was like, let's do this. Like, we can do it. That's how he is with like with the music too. Like when during that time he was like, no, 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 let's just do it. Like, no, no, don't worry about it. Like, here, just write. Like he would like we had like the notebooks, right? He'd be
Hmm.
like, no, 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 you don't even need it. Like, or like write one line, but like just go off that. Like, and like, that one, and I would like write something and just be like, I would tell him, what do I say? He's like, no, 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 just get on the mic, get on the mic, like, and like get on the mic, And I was like, all right, like let's go for it. And like he would do his verse, and then I would do mine, and like that's how it was. Like we'll just get on the mic, and like since the thing is, my the way I talk primarily is Spanish, so like it feels more natural when I'm like singing or like I don't even have a voice, but or I think I do now. Like
You've
that's
developed a certain like a frequency, a pitch to
where
where
where I feel comfortable with it. That's why I'm doing it again, the Banda Chovi. But like what I'm trying to say is it feels more real, I guess, in a way.
more natural for you.
Yeah, natural. So that the songs like they just came in like it's meant to be. That's what I'm trying to say.
That
They're
it
meant to
was
be.
meant to be. It was meant to be, man. And because you guys didn't like you were saying, Dennis wasn't letting you to like really construct. Let's construct. It was like, nah, bro, let's paint.
Go.
Just
Yeah,
paint.
like get the brush and
Get the brush and paint. I don't want to waste time. Like, let
don't
me
think
think of
about it too much.
no. And that's good. That's then sometimes that's good because you want to feel the vibe, the energy, and then
Yeah,
you
see,
guys,
it just takes you like instead of like you're there and then you stop and you're like, wait,
this
no, no,
doesn't
no, no.
sound right, or I gotta
Yeah,
fix that,
and
and
that's when you get too much into your own head, and it's like
you never do anything. Yeah.
that. Ooh, I've been stuck in that place for a good while, like after leaving the band, even a little
Uh-huh.
bit before, like, but
Or just
that's why right now with the new stuff I'm creating, it's giving me that Vanda Chovi vibe where it's like go, like just go, like
create.
Nike, just do it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not like don't. It's because with Two Lions, the songs were always more, I guess, with the message behind it, and like going back to the whole awakening of being on YouTube and seeing what the world is really like, or getting your eyes open to how the world really works,
Uh-huh.
and you wake up and you have this your mind expands to where everything, I guess, some sort of innocence is lost of like everything, right? Like when you see, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you like dive into the real the real things of life, the
Yeah, yeah.
reality, I guess, when you see the real perspective, and you're like, whoa. Like that's why when Two Lions was created, we were trying to get out a message, like,
Of that,
yeah. And
like
that's the thing.
the awakening, the message.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what Two Lions was like. After Banda Chovi, um nothing was happening, and then Justin was living there at the house, and I told him this one time, I was like, hey, let's go upstairs and let's make a song. He's like, yeah, let's do it. But I said, hey, but I want you to sing. Like, I don't want you to like scream, because
Rah,
they were
rah,
doing the
rah.
whole that's what they were doing. And that's an art form in itself, right?
Oh
But
yeah, that's an art form right there, bro.
I was
It's a different,
I
different,
told
different
him
palette, different brush.
I told him, no, 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 like sing. Like I want to hear you sing. I hadn't heard. I think I did hear him sing a little bit with nowadays. So that's why I was like, maybe he can sing. So I told him that, and we created I think it was like 2 or 3 songs, and I think we showed them to you, remember? And you were like, "Whoa, this is a good vibe. I like it." So we went off that, and he's like, "I know this guy who." I think at that time he went back to his house. I think he was back at his house. We were still recording and trying to come up with Two Lions, right? Like the band, and he's like, "Oh, I know this guy, Caleb. He's a drummer. Like, I guess
Shout outs to Caleb.
shout outs to Caleb, badass drummer, badass tattoo artist
Energy.
now.
Yeah, badass.
Energies, it's like
He's
boom.
Oscar. He's Oscar for the Two
yeah
Lions.
for Two Lions. That's there. So he's like, I know this guy. I can tell him, and I was like, well, yeah, go for it, man. Like, do it. And they were hanging out at this party, I think, and Justin showed him those. I think it was 3 songs that we had, and during that time, Caleb was in another band, and he heard the music that Justin showed him, and he was like, "Bro, I need to be a part of this." It's like, hey, like, I'm down. And then Justin was like, "All right," and so he told me, "Hey, the Caleb's down, the drummer." I was like, "Badass." And then, it was just me, Justin, and Caleb first. So we had the first jam at Justin's house. And then
I think I was there for that, bro.
Trey was there. Trey was there, the Justin's brother. El Trey tenía como 10 during that night. I think he was like 13 or.
Like, hey, get Trey.
Pretty much. Justin was like, my brother can play bass, like, and then that's how, like, or I remember the first time we jammed together, like all of us. It was like we were trying to play the songs right, and they were just like sounding like like it wasn't. Of course, it wasn't polished at all because it was the first time, but it was just like, like, is this gonna work? I had that thought in my head, like, is this gonna work? But I also had the thought, nah, let's keep going. Nah? So we kept. I think we had 5 songs at that time. We kept playing them, and they sound better. Yeah, it sound good. And then I was telling the guys, hey, we need to make more songs because we only have 5 songs, and like no, like, I guess because I was used to like making about 10, 12 tracks for like projects that I was working on.
Yeah, like you had the Fresh Mob, you had like 12 tracks, 15 tracks.
Yeah. Then I had experience with like we have material pretty much, yeah. And they were like, no, we have to perfect the performance. I was like, yes, we do, but like we can make better stuff because the songs we made, they were good, but
you could do better.
Yeah, I've always thought that, like, I can do better. We had a show, and I think this is the one where Johnny comes in, or no, it was remember the Oil Music Fest?
Oil Music Fest, yeah.
Was it
it was
BJ, right?
BJ, it was BJ, yeah, BJ.
Right?
Yeah. Shout out to BJ.
Somebody, or Two Dope or BJ's.
I think it was them two working together on that project, or I know for sure BJ was part of that.
They brought down
Kirko Banks.
That guy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to that show, to be honest, but
that's the first show we had with
I remember it was hot.
Lions. It was hot. It was downtown in the Plaza Center, the theater, and they had a stage. They had 2 stages, one in that corner and then one in the opposite corner.
That's amazing, bro. They did that off, man.
Yeah, that was pretty badass, and we were the first band to go on, like around 4 or 5. I don't know. It was freaking hot. I remember because the guys, Justin, Trey, and Caleb took off their shirts, and I was like, I can't take off my shirt, man. I ain't in shape like that, but I'm rocking out,
Yeah.
We got some pictures there. They're pretty badass. That Jeff took. Yeah, I think Jeff took them. It's
BJ Gonzalez, and I remember him being part of the whole.
Yeah.
And I know maybe Two Dope.
Promoting.
So shout outs to them,
yeah.
Bro. Shout outs to them, both of them.
Shout out to them. Yeah, and then that was the first show, and we had a 30-minute set, I think, I think 30.
You went 35. For longer.
No, we played our 5 songs like in maybe like 18 minutes or a little less, like because they weren't that long, and it was just 5 songs, 4 to 5 songs, I think. And
yeah, you should have just played some freestyle at the end.
We the thing is, we stopped playing right, and like the last song, and then And I'm just looking at the guys and let's just play them again, man. Like this is what we got. Like who cares? Like let's just play them again. So we played the same 5 songs again because there wasn't really a lot of people yet.
Yeah.
Like after the first set, after the first set, more people started coming, right? And so like, hey, let's just play again. Let's play them again. And boom, we played them again. And then it's like I was show and we're back at my house and we're talking like, oh, it was badass and shit. And I tell them, I told you guys we need more songs. Like we have a 30-minute set and
we can only play 5 songs anymore.
We play 5 songs and we have like 10, 15 minutes remaining or maybe like 10, right? But I'm like, we need more songs. And then, yeah. So we were all there at that time. And then we created What Can I Say? Justin got the bass and remember the bass line?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, yeah. And then I started playing the guitar and then boom, like that's when we created What Can I Say? I remember that because I was like, damn, this is a badass song. Like it had that vibe, like Rage Against the Machine type, like that energy. But after that, we created more. Like we went like another 5 or 6 songs.
Guarded Gates.
I love that track. What can I say? La de I Told You So. Like more songs, right? So
it's just, man, y'all had a big collection of songs after that. Like you guys took it serious, like recording new material because I think you were y'all like aiming for like 1 song a week or something like that, or how was it?
No, that still wasn't like that, but
no.
Sorry, we're still we were recording and we started playing more shows because we had more material. So like our fan base grew here in Laredo.
Mm-hmm.
We started like getting better at doing our shows too, and like it was a great experience, like seeing the people like liking our songs, like, oh man, these guys are good.
Had a big following for a while, man. Here,
yeah,
you probably still do, yeah.
After that, we started working on the second album. I guess the first one was more, I mean, you can call it an album, but it was more of I guess finding out what we can do,
Yeah.
The real album where we actually said, this is an album, we're gonna make it badass. It was Crown the Sunset.
Oh yeah.
I remember like thinking, like, bro, I gotta up my game. Like on the guitar, I gotta like, that was my thought. Like, like, I can do way better than what I did. Like with the first set of songs.
Hey, can you hold up for a quick second? I gotta go to the restroom. Want to take a pee break here? Pee break.
Time out.
Hey man, I'm 43, bro. I'm gonna be 43 this year.
Bro, you're just gonna need a diaper next time. See, the good thing is I'm wearing my diaper, so I don't need a break. Gotta do what you gotta do for the podcast, bro. Nasty.
Yeah, bro. So we left off on where you were making more music, right? Like writing more songs, and then
we started the Crown the Sunset project was where I was like, yo,
gotta step my game up with a guitar.
Challenge. Yeah, I gotta challenge myself. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
At that time I was living I started renting my own house with Mel, my wife, there in Santa Rita, towards the back by the college. I
remember that.
I had the room like set up like for recording. So that was and the way I was working back then, I was working EMS. I'm an EMT. So the company I was working with, I would work 3 days straight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is 72 hours, right? 72.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 72-hour shift, and then I was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Whoa!
So it was a great time because I had those 4 days where I could just like be me. Yeah, like work on music or hang out or do other stuff, but like I didn't have to worry about I have to wake up tomorrow again for work. I gotta go to sleep already. I had 4 days where I could just like be free. Yeah, and I remember like I would always like go on. I had 2 dogs back then. I only have 1 now, but I would take him on the walk like every morning during those 4 days and come back and then eat something and then let me go to the studio and work, and that's how I I was able to, I guess, push myself to get better on the material that I wanted to put out. So we had that phase of Crown the Sunset, and we were like, yo, this is dope. I remember doing the artwork for it. Like nowadays, I mean they still do artwork, but not like printed. You know, we printed out CDs and everything. Like it was 2015. Getting the music to Spotify and all those places was already out there. You know, was easier.
Mm-hmm.
But we still wanted to make CDs, and I remember doing the whole artwork, and like looking back at it, it's like I don't have a copy with it right now, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah, man.
And
The
then,
Crown Sunset one, right?
yeah. Then we went on a tour the next year. Was it 2016?
Oh, bro.
I don't remember if it was 2016 or because yeah, it wasn't 2015. I think it was the year after. But we went on that tour. We started here. The last show was in New York, and then of course we came back, right? But it was that also was like a great experience because we started out in the RV that Justin's dad had fixed up for us. Shout out to his dad. That RV just gave us so much trouble, but it was a fun time also because we're out there in the middle of nowhere, stranded, like coming back to Laredo for a show here because we had gone up to El Paso. We started here and then we went to I think the Valley or San Antonio or Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, and then Amarillo, and then El Paso.
That was the last stop, right? Before coming back?
Yeah, before coming back and then heading back out. But we made it to that show and everything. We had a good show. Then we started driving back because we had the show. It was the Two Dope, the festival he does. I don't know if he still does it, but what is it called? Urban Fest.
Urban Fest. Yeah,
Urban
I remember.
We were driving back, and the middle of the night, the RV just gave out, like going up a hill on like there was like it was between El Paso and
another little town, right?
Yeah.
So but there's nothing there, right?
Yeah,
no. Middle of nowhere.
And the middle of nowhere and like no cell signal. So that's the thing. The truck, the RV died. So we're like, damn it. And we all got off and we're like, what do we do? So there's no light, you know? So we didn't have any light.
No cell phones.
No cell phone service. And we're just like, ni modo, we have to walk, you know, to see if we can get to I guess like a little store or somewhere, or maybe somebody sees us and they offer us a ride. So we did that, and we got to this little store. Somebody gave us a ride to this little store. I don't even know what it's called, but little store, right? And
Escondido.
We're there. It was like 7 a.m. You know, the sun's coming out. We're there. Me and Justin are there, and I think Caleb and Trey stayed with the RV. Make a couple miles back, maybe like 10 or 12 around there. And we're there.
Y'all walked all the way over there?
We started walking, and then somebody saw us, and they're like, "Yeah, I can give you a ride. There's a store here. They open at I think he said 8 or something like that." And we got there like at 7. Like, so we were there waiting for an hour, just chilling in front of the store. There were some tables where we could sit. And this white guy, this old white guy comes out in the little golf carts.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What are y'all doing here?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just here waiting for the store to open because our RV broke down a couple miles back. So we're waiting for the store to open so we can go in and maybe use a phone or something, you know, get some help and get a tow truck or something, right?" And he's like, "Let me see your ID." Like,
you guys look like you just crossed the river.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, first he said, "Do you have any weapons with you?" And I was like, weapons? Like, no. He's like, "You ain't got a knife with you?"
Bro, that'd be a badass intro to a song, bro.
I was like,
Yeah,
I was
no, we
like,
got a guitar and a microphone.
I was like, actually, you do have a knife, but it's not with me. It's in the RV. And he's like, let me see your ID. He's like, I don't have my ID. I left. Oh, I think I did have it, and Justin didn't have it with him. He left it in the RV. So I was like, okay, like, check out my ID. He's like, okay. What about you? Le pregunté a Justin. I was like, oh, I forgot my wallet in the RV. And, that's how it starts.
Ah.
We're like, what? What is this guy talking about?
Did y'all laugh when he said that? No.
We just looked at each other like, ¿qué onda con este vato, güey? You know, así como laying back. Or like, yeah, like laying back with the steering wheel. He had some sunglasses on.
Like a
Couldn't see his
former
eyes.
CIA cop, you know,
With the
former
cowboy hat.
sheriff, ex-sheriff in town.
That's how it always starts. The guy says, and we're like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, that's how it always starts before it gets crazy. Something like that, you know, like,
What?
it's like, what? Yeah, about a couple of months ago, two Hispanics, they drove by here with a stolen vehicle and shit, you know, like throwing out this random ass story and pretty much saying that we were like
Those two Hispanics.
we're gonna cause some trouble, and that we were like,
Yeah.
nah, man, we just need a phone, you know, like we just need to call somebody to come help us out. And somebody else got there that was able to help us out because the guy was the owner of the
that
property. Yeah,
right there.
it was like a small little property, but the store owner or the manager hadn't gotten there, and then he got there, and then he was able to help us out, and we got Justin's dad to come over. No, somebody in some family he has in Rio Grande, or not Rio Grande, Del Rio. They took us to their place, and then Josh drove up.
I remember
in my truck and picked us up
that day because Urban Fest was like it's an all-day thing.
Yeah,
and I got there early, bro. I wanted to see what the bands and everything. So I was enjoying it. I was like, oh, badass. I was like, they got 2 lions. I want to see them. Like, I was there to see you guys, you know, but I wanted to see what the whole Urban Fest. I had never gone. I think that's the only time I've ever been to it. Oh, I think Jay performed that day, right? Jay performed that day.
Yeah,
too.
Jay too. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see Jay Zilla. Shout outs to Jay Zilla. So after Jay's show, I was talking to Jay, Herman, and I was like, hey, man, that was a good show. But, man, I can't wait for 2 lions to get here. And I had already known that you guys had struggled, you know, with the RV, and you guys were barely gonna make it. I remember when you guys got there, I was like, "You're like, hombre, way, we're freaking tired, way, but chinga, we gotta fucking do the show."
Yeah.
You know, like
todos desvelados and
yeah, cranky.
And yeah, we got there and literally it was like maybe 20 minutes before we went on. So it was like, let's just do it. So we did that, and the rest of the tour, we just took my truck because the RV, it died.
Y'all had a couple of shows still left over after that, right?
Yeah, I think we had like 5 or 6 shows. We went back. We went to Oklahoma. Went to Chicago, Indiana, somewhere else, I think. But I think 4 or 5 shows, yeah. And the last one was in New York. And then we came back. And after that, after we came back, because we were all like hyped up, con Mari, you know, like, yo, let's keep it going. And there was this some guy or some band that we played with in, I think, Houston. They really liked our music, and they wanted to record us. Like they have a studio in is it Nashville, Tennessee?
Yeah, that's where they have all the studios.
Like this guy, like, loaded with money. Like they had one of those. It was like a little, kind of like a little RV, but like it was a Mercedes brand or something like that. We saw it. Like, okay, if you got something like that, you got money, you know.
Yeah.
And then they were telling us, yo, not yo, they didn't talk like that, right? But pretty much to say, yo, we want to record you guys. We do this once a year pro bono. Like if we see somebody we like, we bring them down to our studio and we record, whatever they want for free. My mom's calling me. Hold on, let me answer real
Go
quick.
ahead, go ahead,
How are
go ahead,
you?
bro. And that was beautiful.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man. Gonna watch the fight tonight.
Hell yeah, Canelo better whoop some butt.
Yeah, you see, the guy's talking shit, bro.
Did you see that he was making fun of the Mexican guy, the reporter from ESPN Deportes?
I don't think this guy knows that. Hey, he's being a little bit too racist.
Did you see that back?
No, I don't know. I didn't see that, but I'm assuming because he's been racist against Canelo. Like he's kind of being racist with Canelo, so
he would ask him a question about the guy, and then this guy would be like, "Yeah, your breath smells like ish," like the
yeah. Just say it. You can say it.
But like as he like throwing it in and then answer the question, and the other guy didn't catch on because I guess the way he was saying it and their accent, the way they talk.
Yeah.
But like everybody like who saw the interview was like, "Yo, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he like?" It's fine if he's disrespecting Canelo because he's fighting him. That's what they do.
But it's disrespecting the whole Mexican community.
Yeah, but like doing it to some guy who's like, it's just trying to interview you. It's like, damn, bro, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I was like, man, this guy's trying to hype up the fight, but he's going about it the wrong way. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was being really disrespectful to Canelo, like when they were doing like the face-to-face thing, but they did it outdoors. It looked fucking weird, and I was like, what's going on here? He's like, hey, I don't know if he said you like the beans, right, or you like the beef, right? I don't know. It sounded like he said, hey, you like the beans, right?
beef.
You like the beef,
yeah,
right? You like the beef, right? And then Canelo's like, it's like he's just that way,
Yeah, because remember the whole when he got
when he
clenbuterol. Yeah. And the funny thing about that is I was watching this video, some guy that I follow on boxing, some Boxing Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
He's always like doing like podcasts or like talking about the boxing scene. The guy's like, what doesn't make sense is that he himself got caught with a banned substance like in 2019, like even worse than clenbuterol, and then he's bringing it up to Canelo, and it's like, why even do that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Yeah,
stretches things. Chinga.
It's like, nah, bro. So that guy was saying, hopefully Canelo knocks him out because, like, I'm done with this guy. Pretty much, that's what he said. And then Eddie Reynoso, the trainer, was saying that they're gonna be looking for the knockout. Like, he's like, we never say we're gonna knock out, but we always say we're gonna win and not knock out. But this time we're looking for a knockout.
We're gonna hurt the guy.
Yeah. So hopefully Canelo pulls it off, man.
Hey, he's gonna get whacked. This guy's gonna get whacked. What's his name? What's the name of this dude? I don't even know the name of this dude.
Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders is gonna get whacked.
No, but
yeah, bro. Yeah, but hey, man. But yeah, like we were saying, just the whole experience of that event, and then like taking it back to the music, right? And I know it was running all the time, so we'll try to speed it up. But like all the projects we've done, I know the 2 lines kind of like it had everybody went their own way, or you went your own way, because I mean you wanted to do things. You're a father now, you're a family man now, so it's harder to do stuff like that, like to be in a band 100%. So it makes more sense to do something solo, because you can direct your time and not worry about anybody's timelines and stuff like that. And not only that, but you got a lot of things going on for you. You're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur. At the same time, you're a family man. You have your son, beautiful Adrian. You're very devoted to your family. And then not only that, but then now you have like the Guru Cats project. That you kind of like, it kind of fell on your lap. Like you had prepared all this music throughout the years to when the Guru Cats project, when Herman brought it up to you, it was like, I'm ready for this now.
It worked out, because if I was still doing the 2 lines thing, I don't think I would have
jumped on it.
Jumped in it and put the time in it. I would have been like, Chinga, but I'm busy, but
yeah,
that's a good thing. When I left the band and I left the band because I was trying to get my life in control. I didn't feel like I was in control of anything. Like, I was just being pulled in all different directions with work, with the band, with like other stuff. Like, my mind wasn't settled. Yeah, with life. And I started working out and eating better, and that got me like in a
Thinking
different
right.
state.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went through that, I started seeing the band more as of it's not really fulfilling anything that I need right now. Like it's not, and that, and also the stuff that goes on within the band, the whole, everybody has their own lives. Also, everybody different personalities. It's not easy just being in the band. Like that's just one of the hardest things. So it wasn't really working out for me, and the the more time it went on, it just kind of like the vibe for me I was getting is more like I don't want to be here. Like I started getting into that zone, and I would try to push myself back in, and it wasn't working. And it's just like,
Like
what? Let me,
you weren't feeling it. Like,
yeah. So I spoke to the guys, and I was like, let me, like I need some time to like think about it, and just like figure some stuff out, because during that time the business that I'm in, there was a lot of toxic energy that was just like draining me every day.
mm-hmm.
It was like really
So
it's
you were
just,
really 100% for anything, like 100%
yeah.
for music, 100% for the like it was just like draining you all the time.
hmm it was draining me. And so when I started working out, that helped me out a lot. I started
Mm-hmm. It
like
does, bro.
like feeling, I guess, a little bit more in control and more ready for, what, I let me start moving in this direction, because I didn't know where I was going. I felt like somebody was just pushing me, and I'm like floating, like, and not in a good way where like, yeah, I like this, yeah. No, it's just like, nah, like something's got to change. So me working out really helped. And then I was like, I told the guys, I need some time, and I was taking my time. And um they kept doing the two lines, or those leones, not at that time, right? But they kept doing it, and the more I saw it, like it just kept reminding me of like it didn't feel good at all. Like it it felt, I guess the word is toxic, right? Like to me, like I'm not saying that they suck or anything, or about the band sucks or anything like that. It's just where I was at that time. It wasn't right for me. It wasn't a good thing. So I ended up like deleting them from my whole social media, because the more I saw it, the more that it kept making me regret or think like, did I do the right thing? And I didn't want to be stuck in that. So I was just like, you
Loophole.
know what? Yeah, it was a loop. Like,
Yeah.
so I just like took him off everything and started just to focus, see what I wanted to see, not like um keep that perspective there where it doesn't work. It wasn't working. So that happened, and like I started spending more time. What I also wanted to do with Mel and Adrian, because when that's the thing. That's the thing that when I jump into the music or a project or something, I become obsessed. That's that, and it's a good thing, because you need that if you're gonna try to do something, that's out of
That's
the
good.
ordinary.
Something that's really good quality.
But what I kind of don't like is that I start like I get back into my mind, and I like I'm here with them and all, but it's like I'm really not there. Like I'm still up here, and it's crazy. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like your mind's still working on that in the background,
it's always there. Like
and
now
then
it's always there again. That I
and you,
open the door again.
it's hard to be present with your people around you because you're like your mind is still working, and like the kid, your son's there, your wife's there. You're like, wait, what am I doing really? So I have to
So
zero out everything, so you can focus on the people that matter the most. The your family. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's the only thing that kind of makes me think. Like, am I ready to jump in again? And but I already opened the door, so I'm like anymore. Like I need to just figure out how to, like you said, like
balance, man. It's all about
balance it, and
balance.
then
It's
like
all
when
about balance.
I'm with them, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's hard, bro. Because I mean, that me doing the podcast is very similar. Uh, Thankfully, when I was doing it with Oscar, and I still we did switch podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
that's true.
know, we still want to do it. Eventually, we're gonna do it again. I mean, if that aligns up for all of us, because it's four people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I had to really balance my time with my family, and then when it was time to do recordings, and like even right now, like I have to schedule something. Like that's why we do it early. We do it early because Oscar and I are very like we're families, bro. We have families. We got it. When is our
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
we have families? It's like when is the most time for us to have effective time for both of us to record something that's special, unique, and podcast worthy, and at the same time have time for our families and not take away time from them because they're special as well. Like they're very special. It's for us, you know how it is,
Yeah.
family. So that's you have to find the balance, bro. And it's all about life is all about balance. You can't do too much of anything because it's bad for you. Even if you do too
It's
many vitamins, it's bad for you.
it's like
You know?
that movie Soul. Have you seen the movie Soul on
No,
Disney?
no, I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie. It's about a musician, a jazz piano player
Mm-hmm.
who like all his life he's been trying to do that, be the jazz piano player, and like it hasn't really worked out. And at that current situation he's in, he's a teacher. He's a band teacher, right, in the school. And the guy gets an opportunity to play with somebody he really wants to play with, some saxophone player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they give him the gig, and so he's all excited. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm ready. It's my time, and I'm coming, and like I'm here, and then the guy like falls down like a what's it called, the manhole on the street. He
Mm-hmm.
falls down, and he wakes up, and he's like dead, like he's going to heaven or like to the great beyond, right? And he's like, no, I'm not ready. I was about to like make it. It was my time. And so the guy, he tries to go back to Earth and to his body because his he's like in a coma, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like what like the whole Guru Cats, the story behind with June, like
Yeah. Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's similar to that.
Wow.
So that story, I don't even know where I was going with it, but it's a good movie. You
No,
need to
no.
watch it.
We're talking about balance and how
Yeah, there you go.
we're pursuing something, and you can get blinded to the people that matter the most. And I think we as older
That
men, as
yeah,
the older you get, like I think like even like the band members, like Justin and them, they're all gonna have this awakening. We're like, oh yeah, like this is cool, but what matters the most is the people that are around us. Like what matters the most at the end of the day, they're the ones that love you for who you are. Exactly, you need to spend all those times with those people that are play a major role in the life that we live in.
yeah.
You know,
That's how
so
it is. See, then that's why it was hard to say, you know what, I'm not gonna be in the band anymore, guys. But
mm-hmm.
at the same time, it was needed because, like, like
You got
I never really felt like really connected to Mel and Adrian in the way I wanted to, because when the whole thing happened with Adrian, with the when he was
mm-hmm.
born, the whole surgery and everything,
Yeah,
even that, like when we were over there, work was still like on my ass. And I remember I had to actually drive down from Corpus and come work for a day and then go back, and it was just like, I wasn't at peace. And then when we did bring him back home, like the next day I was already back at work. Like I never got any time off to where
be
I could just
there.
be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I made the dumb decision to, let's start doing two lines again. Like I didn't even, like, maybe I took a week or two, maybe three the most. I didn't really like give myself the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back into that, and like I said, I never really felt
Like
like,
you.
yes, yeah, like the bond was there, but not as strong as I wanted it to be. And that's, I was neglecting that. So I was like, I gotta, like, right now what's helping me is like me working out, going to the gym, because like even that takes time, like 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
a day at least.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like I replaced that time, the gym time, with the band time. So I was just like, nope, this is helping me, and this is not helping me at all right now, the band. So I need to like
Yo, no,
keep going
and
this way.
exercise is key for mental stability. Spirituality. The balance in your life.
Yeah.
You need to run those emotions through your body. If you keep them bottled up and
Oh yeah.
you don't really,
Stress is a killer.
just stress is the main killer, bro. It's cortisol, so you need to get rid of it. The best way to do it is to work out, and it's to be disciplined and consistent, cutting down on all the bad food that we eat, the bad alcohols and all that stuff, like limiting that, because it's all about balance. Like you can't do
Yeah.
you can't go extreme in anything. Too good is bad for you too. You gotta like balance it out, know how
Yeah.
to balance out, and at the same time, being aware that what matters the most is the people in front of you, the people, the family, and having that epiphany it takes a while, man. It doesn't happen overnight, and for all of us, everybody has their own awakening. But I mean, for you, it's happened recently, and that's amazing because you're able to like you're still young in your family life. You can do so many changes, and now you're aware, like, okay, I can do this now, and I can do that now, and I want to do this, but now you got to sacrifice a lot of the wants that you wanted to do, but now
Yeah.
focus on what really matters the most and use your talents effectively, because it takes a while to understand that too. Like, oh man, I have all these
Mm-hmm.
talents, how am I going to use them effectively? And like for me, it worked wonders that I was able to do podcasting by myself first, and then Oscar, Happy Oscar was like, bro, jump on with me, man. Like I have this thing is that helped me a lot to really like, dude, I have this talent. How am I gonna use it?
Mm-hmm.
And then learning with him how to produce and do it, because he's really good producer, great guy, all around producer. Like he knows how to put stuff together, and learning from him, man. And then okay, like now that we're all going our own ways, but we're putting that on pause. Let me work on this because that's something I've always wanted to do. And it's like similar to you. Like now you have your business going, fluid. Your family life is balanced. Okay, now you can work in some time to do something that you want to do, and
Yeah.
and that's where it all comes down. Like now you're figuring out that KRMC Music is a production company. It's not just I'm
Yeah.
an artist. You see it more like a production company where like, look, like I'm producing now for Guru Cats, and there's opportunities that can come with that because I can start producing for other people. You're a separate entity. You can
Mm-hmm.
be an engineer on things that are not, you have to put too much time into it. And being on your own is just a little bit more effective because you're, like I said, you're not depending on everybody's time, and you can just work on your own
Yeah.
schedule.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on other people, sometimes it's good, but when it comes to, I guess, putting your goals on the line, you have to push yourself, and you have to make it happen, and not having that the thought of, is this guy gonna come through? Is this guy gonna come through?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? Though I can work it out to where it's just me in the zone, and I'm doing it. You know what? This is my time. If I waste my time, that's on me. Like if you waste my
Exactly.
time, it's like, come on, man. Like now it's like, you know what? Like if it's me, it's just me, like Nemo. But it's it's just not depending on other people
Mm-hmm.
towards what I want to do. And it's not a bad thing. Like I'm not trying to make it sound bad, but
No, yeah,
like,
for sure, for sure.
yeah.
It's just awakenings, bro. Like you got to go through the awakenings, and we all go through it at different times in our lives. Like some people don't find out that till like right before they're gonna pass away. Like, oh man, I could have done things differently, whatever. But
That and the movie, and that's what it's about. Like at the
yeah,
end, he comes back to his body, and he does that show with that saxophone player, and it goes great. And he's like, so what's next? The guy tells the saxophone player, it's a lady, and she's like, we just come back and do it again tomorrow. It's like, that's it.
what?
Yeah. And then she tells him a story about a fish who I can't remember exactly the way she says it, but she says that the fish, they're like in the fresh water, right? Like swimming, and that the one fish goes up to the other fish and says, I want to go to the ocean. Like the ocean is where it's at, pretty much. And then the other fish tells him, like, what do you mean? Like you're already here. Like you're already in the water. You're already in it. Like kind of like saying life is, you're here.
Here.
Like it doesn't have to just be like, oh, it's over there, it's over there. Like you're looking at somewhere else, but you're forgetting to look here, like where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what I was kind of doing, like looking
Everywhere but
over
there.
there, and then I wasn't like here with them, with like where I need to be. And
Be here
yeah,
now.
yeah, and that's what you need to watch that movie. Like you're gonna like it.
I know. I've heard about it. I've seen like some skits on it, but I haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it. Like I said, man, I don't even watch TV anymore. It's just about spending time with the kids and Claudia and just doing things with them. Sometimes watching a movie every now and then, but I'll make sure to tap into that pretty soon.
Yeah, it's got a good message.
Yeah,
You're
man.
gonna
And
like it.
so I know we're gonna hit the 2 hour mark. So
Damn.
I'm gonna try to wrap it up because I know you got
You see,
family time for you.
I gotta eat some breakfast.
I know, and I want you to spend some breakfast, bro. Me too. I guess before we wrap it up, just I guess talk about a little bit about the Guru Cats project, how it came along, because I know you're saying you have time now for that. So how did it work out? Because I know June, he throws you ideas and you just like either you capture them at that moment or you don't. So what happened with that?
The Guru Cats, because it started couple of years back, and then he first brought the little rough, like the first rough draft of how the characters would look, and the cartoon. And he's like, I just need you to, like, he pretty much lined up the characters, their names, and like he got pictures from other places to kind of represent that character. And he's like, let's throw in the music, like a little slideshow pretty much. So that's how it started. And but during that time, I was, like I said, I was with the Two Lions thing, and
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't really that into it. But I was like, yeah, like you're here, like let's do it. Like if you need like something done, or you need like for me to make some music or something for you, like if you come and you're like, let's do it, I'll do it. But if you're telling me, hey, has missed, and I'm in my own zone, and during that time I was like really in my own zone with Two Lions, and I was like, nah, whatever. But he came and he sat with me. He's like, oh, so let's do it. So we did it. That was like the first jump into it. And then it kept evolving, right? And he got the book down. He got together with Rick, and they were able to edit it, right? Like have it edited. And I still hadn't read the book, and the process was still going. And then when I read the book, because I think June had sent me one, like a rough draft that he had like typed out, but then he told me, no, don't read it because that's not the one, that's not ready, so I never read it. And yeah, when he got the better version, the final version with Rick, then that's when I said, hey, send it to me because I want to read it. Was because I want to be in the zone too, like I want to get into it because I don't know what's going on, like I don't know.
And once you read it, you had like an actual, a reference.
I was like, yeah, okay, I get it now. So then I read it, and that's when and then we met up at my mom's house. Remember that time? And it was me, you, and June, and we were talking about, hey, let's start doing the audiobook. Like why are we gonna wait for somebody else to
do it for us?
To be like, yo, I'm available. You need my voice or whatever, or oh, I can record you. Like, no, like we got the recording shit, like recording stuff. Eric, hey, you can do the voice, like you can narrate, and we were all down. Like, let's start. So we started, and you guys started, I remember, first, and then the whole pandemic hit, and it kind of slowed down a bit, but you guys kept recording. So I just June would send me like a couple chapters whenever you guys would record, and I was like, okay, let me work, and that's a good thing. It was during the whole when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, out of time.
I had more time because work was really slow, so sometimes I didn't have to go in. So I had time to actually like get into it, and I would play the whole chapter, right? For just listen to it a couple of times so I can know what's going on, even though I had already read it, but I still wanted to, I guess, get that feel. And then I started like throwing in sounds, and like, okay, June would tell me, try to like throw in the sounds of this and that, and like, what pretty much what's being described. And I was like, okay. And that's how I got into that. And
you actually did like a sound score, bro, like to a film. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I started with chapter 3, I think. I think that's the first one I started on. It wasn't even chapter 1. Oh, I think because the USB he gave me with the files, chapter 1 wasn't there, or something happened. So I started with chapter 3 because when I read chapter 3, I was like, oh, I could see it, So I was like, let me start with chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they're in the tournament already, and that's kind of the first one I did, and I was like, whoa, this sounds badass, and kept going from there. But
That was actually that's one of my favorite chapters. Actually, chapter 3, the audiobook is
yeah,
because like you can hear like the everything, like the crowd, and like you
yeah,
can feel the emotion. Is like that. I'm not, honestly, I like to read, but this audiobook is very unique because a lot when you hear audiobooks, it's usually just the voice, like the narrator, blah, 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 blah,
mm-hmm.
and like
Yeah, reading,
and
narrating.
they narrate the story, and they interpret the sound of the characters as the same. They don't even change the pitch or tone. We kind of flipped it, like, you know what, instead of just doing one sound, it's just like do kind of like a different pitch, different sound for each character.
Mm-hmm.
And though it's still the narrator, you can tell, but it can tell that he's modifying the voice. And then with the music, it was just like, wow, dude. Like, I was like, when I heard chapter 3, chapter 4, I was here with the kids and Claudia were eating dinner, and we played it, and everybody was like, man, like, there's like, wow, that's you guys. Like, it sounds pretty good, like, that's Munchies, me and Herman, like, putting it all together. Well, Ricky too, because he's the one writing it, like, co-writing it with Herman. But
Yeah.
yeah,
See,
man. So
the whole like putting the music behind it and the sounds and everything was a great experience. It was
special,
amazing.
man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more work of that, because I know that where Herman's working on the second book right now, where he's gonna put it all together, and then eventually we're gonna have to come in and do the same thing again, which I'm looking forward to it. I really love the process of putting that together, because we weren't working together, but we were working together. Like,
Yeah.
we would do something. Herman and I would produce something. We send it to you. Herman would edit it. We send it to you, and then you would like work
Send
on
it
it and
back.
then
Yeah.
send it back. And then, man, it's just beautiful, man, how y'all coming together for that. Because Herman and you are twins. Shout outs to you guys. Happy birthday to all of
Happy
y'all.
birthday, June. Shit, we
Happy
forgot
birthday.
to say happy birthday, June.
Happy birthday to Mr. June. See,
June the man.
but
We should have had him on today too.
yeah, but I mean, I know we were gonna go deep into your stories. I was like,
yeah, that's true.
we'll do one with both of y'all.
No.
And then
call
tomorrow,
that guy.
and then don't call my twin. And then tomorrow we're gonna do another episode on the Infinite Guru Cats podcast. We're gonna do another episode.
Okay.
So I didn't want to get him too big.
Oh, you're gonna do the Ziana?
We're gonna do Ziana tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't even done the little track thingy.
Oh,
in trouble. I can
in
do it today. Now knock it out.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The thing is, the
don't worry about it because you don't have to produce tomorrow, because that drops until next Friday. So we have a couple of days to produce. So don't worry about it. But yeah, man, I know it's almost time to wrap it up. Thanks for your time, Munch. I know that even though you're my cousin, I see you as a pro, man. And when it comes to producing the music, not only that, but like you said, you've been working out. I look up to that because I try to keep myself in shape, because it's not only for me, but it's to keep my family, like, be there for them, that they need me, be healthy. So being healthy is key. So I just want to say, man, you've done such a major switch in your life, change in this last couple of years. You just overwhelmed with love around you. Like, I feel like you have such a beautiful gift, and you're learning how to use it wisely and effectively now, where it's like, all right, this is the energy that I got in me. I know I have much more to offer, but now I have to do it in a balanced way, and where it not only helps me, but it helps the family as well. So I'm just so proud of you, man, for all the work you've done, for all the experiences you shared today, the time you shared with us today, and for the viewers out there. Tell them where they can find all your stuff, bro, because you have a lot of good music, merchandise, all that stuff. Go tell them where it's at, bro.
The music, if you go to Spotify or iTunes, was Apple Music, all those the major streaming platforms, you can check out. I was gonna say the Guru Cats too. I actually made a soundtrack to the audiobook.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
It's out everywhere. You can stream it. It's kind of like a vibe into the world of the characters, where it's got like, I guess, like jungle rhythms, and
it's like every character from the story and every the story itself has a theme song. So the Guru Cat's theme song, then there's the Kino theme song, Ziana theme song,
Yeah,
Kenji. All the characters have a
the
theme songs.
characters.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you did, man.
check it out. That's everywhere. The Banda Chovi project, the original one, Historias Antiguas, is on Spotify also
Go
everywhere.
check that out, guys. Check it out.
Check it out. It's
Have a couple of beers and just jam out to it.
it's a little weird sometimes, but it's good. I think it's really good. Like, but I've got a couple of tracks out like under KRMC, like rapping. Maybe is it two? Three?
I think it's
two, three.
I've heard two. I know
two. Yeah, 2 songs out there. I'm still working on that as well. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, that's it right now because I'm working on the Banda Chovi Historias Antiguas Part 2. Got a couple tracks already ready, but I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna like release everything like as a album project together or like, you know, one track every week or every other week, or I still got to figure that out. But and the old music, I mean, I got a lot of music, but most of it's not out anymore because there was a lot of the 2 Lions that it's not online anymore. The original stuff, the Fresh Mob. There's a couple tracks of Fresh Mob also, but I haven't fully loaded everything.
That's like old, a lot of old music.
Yeah.
But you've made it. It might be there somewhere. You might be lucky and you find it. But look out for all the new stuff that he's working on. Especially, I love that you're doing the Guru Cat's soundtrack, the music, all the theme music, the audiobook music. Great work, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, any final words before we wrap it up, Munch?
Final words. Just like we said, find your balance and work on it to achieve what you want, and make sure that you don't miss the simple things in life, and you know, overthink or not focus on your ground. You know, what makes you pretty much. That's it.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So thank y'all for checking us out. Infinite Talks Podcast.
Infinite
Like,
Talks.
Share.
Subscribe.
And subscribe. We can go on for days, but we cut it short today. 2 hours deep.
We'll be back in 3 days.
Yeah, but thank you all for tuning in. I know it's a long episode. If you were able to listen to the whole episode, thank you all. It helps the frequency, which is the E right here behind me. That's what it stands for. Energy of love. That's the actual frequency. That's what it means. And infinite just means that it's forever. And the talks is that we talk and we have conversations about, you know, a lot of cool stuff. And we try to not only try, but we're doing this not only for ourselves, but for our kids in the future to have something to listen to. Like, hey man, my dad has some stories, and maybe, you know, I can check him out when I'm on my free time or whatever. Yeah. And our kids, grandkids, kids, when I'm like super old, grandpa, I want to have this data for them to be like, hey, look, this is history, man. Like, this is what we can tap into. The energy that was there many years ago is still here. Like, look at my grandpa, how he was talking, and you, like, oh, look, that's my grandpa's cousin, and like, man, they're related to us. Like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure back in like maybe 20, 30, 40, 60 years from now, it's gonna be different families grown and stuff.
It's gonna be different, because back in the day, I mean, you could only share the story like
face to face,
or and now they'll go back and like, whoa, like I can see how they looked, and like them talking the way they were, and
infinite,
it's a good thing. Beautiful,
man. So thank you all so much. Tune in, tune out, peace out, stay blessed.
Peace.
Light energy. One.